Hello everybody, I'm here behind the scenes just getting organised. It's Donna from Riverside Beads. Thank you for tuning in. So I'll just be with you in a moment. You can hopefully see what we're going to be making at the moment, and I will be there soon to get organised and show you. Give you all time to get your cup of tea and get sat down. I know a couple of people have bought a kit to bead along. I'm not sure it's going to be a full bead along thing because we did this as a class and it did take a good hour or two perhaps. So yeah, but we'll see what we can do. We'll hopefully show you the technique so you can then bead along at home, can't you? I'll show you the core bits that you'll need to know. I know you can only see the baubles at the minute. I'm here behind the scenes. I can see you all joining in, thank you. Hi Helen. Hi everybody. Hi Sandra, Pamela. The beaded baubles have been long anticipated, so we'll, hi Sue. We'll hopefully show you what you need to do. Do you know what I'm actually doing, guys? I'm threading my needles. You don't need to painstakingly watch me do that. But you'd much prefer to see a picture of the finished thing rather than me threading my needles. I've come back to back from something for the Virtual Village Hall, which is a kind of community group that I do some work with. So I've just done one of their lives and I've double booked myself. So thanks for coming on at a slightly later time. We'll see if it's a better time for everybody. Although I'm quite lucky today because my husband's at home cooking tea. So if I was trying to cook tea as well, this probably wouldn't be a great time for us all. You can get something in the slow cooker on a day like today, hey? I've done this in steps. I've had to just thread 3 or 4 needles here. So we're nearly done and I'll move this over so we can bead together. I've told quite a few of my ladies in the shop today that have called in. There's been a few people wanted to watch this, so welcome if you've joined in to see. Hi everybody. Hi Kelly, nice to see you. It's lovely to see all of you, but I just haven't seen Kelly up here for a while, so hi Kelly. Hi Sean. Hi Joy. No, you're not late, don't worry. I'm just threading needles behind the scenes so you can have a look at the pretty pictures for now. Hi Dawn. Maria, hi, nice to see you. Debbie, hi. Thanks, Colin. Yeah, got the picture clear. Wonderful. Colin's been my computer guru. He's taught me all this marvellous technology, which is a thing to learn, isn't it, guys, in itself? So it's good you guys are all able to be here. I'm just nearly ready to flick over so we can have a little look at everything. So lovely you all to join in. Right, hello, this is Riverside Beads and this is Beaded Baubles with Donna McKean-Smith. So thank you so much for joining us today. And if you're watching this back, this is what we're going to be having a look at. So I'm going to do just a few of the steps. It's one of those things that unless you sort of pick it all up, at the moment, it really is one of them to have a kit. I even taught this to a group of guys and girls the other week and one of the ladies has lost her instructions, and it's just one of them things that you think, oh, how many was that? So I've actually got my instructions here, you know, that I will refer to. So hello, nice to see you all. So we'll have a look at the baubles in a moment, and I've got another camera that will be able to look at what we're doing. I've got all sorts going on here. It's been a really exciting afternoon. The shop finally opened again today after another month's closure. So for those of you that are our shop customers, thank you so much for joining us. It really is, I don't know quite the word without sounding too dramatic, but it's tough times for high streets. Not just us, you know, we're really grateful that you guys are here and that we can connect online with her, but high streets in general, you know, friends are own the wine bar down the road and the beauty parlour down the road. It's really tough times. So we all, I know, having spoken to them and spoken to the shops on the high street, appreciate it. And you can see with some of the big ones going at the moment, it's quite worrying really for us all. But I know we need you and you need us, and we all want to bead along together. So we couldn't be more grateful for you, our amazing customers. And today was so lovely. I worked the shop myself to be out to see people really, which I love doing. I love being out there and seeing all you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for being there. And it's not been super busy today. I know it's a bit tricky knowing. As safe as we can be in Riverside, we have got a one-way system. We've got sanitizer as you come in, which we do like everybody to do. So then if you're touching the products, we know that you've sanitized before you're doing those. We ask you to just take what you're buying, so you're not touching all the different products. So we've got baskets for you to use to do that. We only have limited people in the shop, although we've never really got to the capacity of who we can have in. So it's, you know, and we're behind a screen, and if we come out to help you, we'll come out from a distance with the mask on as well. So we're absolutely doing our best. And with the doors opening and closing, those of you that know the shop, plenty of airflow going through. As well, so don't come if you're unwell for obvious reasons, but other than that, we would love to see you, and we are here. We're just doing 10 till 3 while things are quieter, 10 till 3, and then on the Saturday 10 till 5. So please do pop along if you need anything. Right, so I've hopefully now got the technology to see what you're saying and you see what I'm doing. So what I've got to do now, I'm going to just put the bauble picture back on for a minute, because I've got to bring my overhead camera in, because it was quite low. I've moved all my desk set up. My back was a bit sore, so I've sort of changed it all around to make it so I come sitting here quite a lot doing a lot of paperwork. So now when I put the camera in, it sort of sat there in my head. So let me just put this bauble picture on again for you, and then I'll get my camera ready and in place to show you what you need to see. So welcome to those of you that are joining us. Francis has said she needs more pots. Yeah, sorry about that. I think you guys that are buying lots of beads at the moment also need lots of storage pots. I've just had a big storage pot delivery, so that is rather handy. I've got plenty of storage pots in at the moment. We don't add everything online, guys, so for those of you that are not local to us, just bear in mind that we particularly things like storage pots and things, we don't, they're very reasonably priced, and it doesn't allow us, unfortunately, to be able to add those online to post. You're welcome to have them, but you will just need to cover the postage of those to come out. So I'm just getting this camera overhead ready, and then we'll be looking at these beaded baubles. You're going to see a little bit of my keyboard, I think, the way I've got it set up. And here we go, here's our beaded baubles. Okay, right, so let's have a little look at this. So I'll just put my mouse in case I need to do anything on the computer as well. Hi Helen, thanks for joining us again, everybody. Right, so let's have a little look at this. Now, I've pre-done lots of part stages, which hopefully gives you a visual to how they build up, really. So it's quite modular with bauble netting. Let's show you the finished piece so you can see this loveliness of what you are looking to create. And our kits are on a Black Friday price, so they make 5 of these. I'll tip it to the side so you can see it. But they make 5 of these beautiful nettings, which are adjustable to various size baubles. So I think I've got these on quite small baubles at the moment, but the netting just expands. So if you needed it on a wider one, you just pull it out and it goes onto a wider one as well. You can embellish it as low down as you want to. You can add, you know, instead of making your 5, you can make a really elegant, beautiful, long beaded piece and just make 3 or 4 or something out of them. But it will make you 5 of your shorter, sort of like this style one. Oh, I've gone through the wrong bit there. Got a tiny bit of invisible thread, which does what it says, doesn't it? It's invisible. But yes, it will make you 5 of these, and you will be well away with these once you've got your pattern. Now, here's how they work. You create the ring on the top. So if I go to this one, this is a circle of seed beads. Now, the pattern, I think, just shows plain seed beads. Oh, I don't know, maybe it doesn't. No, it's okay, it does show this. But you can either do it as a plain ring, or you can dip in and add these sort of highlight beads, whatever you fancy doing. Now, these, so you've got size 11s and size 8s in there. Your size 8s are where you then leave to add your next part of the netting. So the first part is a simple circle like this. That's the first part of it. And now what I'm doing is taking this needle, let's see if we get that on focus for you. And oh, I need to add another selection of beads. I've already done that bit. So what I'm going to do is add 3 of my size 11s. 10s or 11s are fine for this, so whichever small size bead that you've got. 1 of my size 8s and 3 more of my 10s or 11s. So there's really clear step-by-step photos in here though to show you this part. Now what I need to do is pass that needle through the next size 8 round on that ring. So this shows this really well with the colour difference in there. And I'm bringing that in, and that is now another little loop added round there. Okay, and then we're going to be ready to add our next one. So 3 more seed beads in the tiny ones, 1 of your size 8s, and then 3 more of your small seed beads again. So the way that bauble netting works, and bead weaving in general, is you work with needle and thread, and it's a pattern based project. So it's a case of working through and round. So this process will carry on. I'll go through that next size 8. If I can get it through that size 8. Trying to keep my hands out of the way as usual with this. Okay. I'm bringing that through, and there we've got our little bit around the side. So I would carry this on until I've created that loop all the way around. I don't think I've got an example of that one. I've got a few steps I didn't include in here, but I've not got that one. So that's the first part of it. And then what we do, I'll skip to the next step of it just to show you. So we step up. So this is what I was talking to a couple of people about today with bauble netting. So you step up ready to go onto your next layer. So this is one where I've got a little bit further round with your netting. And then what you do is you exit one of the beads, one of the size 8 beads, and you add your little petals, I guess they are, of your beads there, of your around your netting. And then we exit always, so this one's ready to add our next step. We exit on one of the little size 8s. You can swap them up for little crystals or something in the middle. And then you add your next ring of beads around it. So let me show you what I mean by that. So this one's all ready to go. Ah, this is the one I've left ready to show you. So I'm passing through. What you do is I'm not adding any beads at this point. I'm just passing the needle, and you'll get the photos that will show you what to do for this. I'm just passing that needle. Make sure you don't get it tangled. I've just got it slightly tangled, which will mean I just took that out like that, and that sorts that out. So what I'm doing is passing this through here, through the beads. You can see that quite clearly, hopefully, and out there. So Francis just asked what size crystal. I would go for a 3x4 rondelle. They look really cute in this. Or even if you're coming into the shop, which I think you are, a 2x3 crystal rondelle, or a little 3mm bicone, something like that. So yeah, just something really tiny. It's got capacity for you to swap it up for something around that size anyway. So what I've done, I've passed the needle through there. It just keeps getting tangled, this thread does. Just keep an eye on that. Just grab it with your needle. I'm not unthreading it, I'm just unhooking it at that point, which just stops it getting tangled. But what I've done, I've then passed that to exit that size 8 seed bead, which will allow me to then add my next loop round, so from seed bead to seed bead, round to seed bead. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pick up my next round of seed beads. Now they vary for each layer, okay? So you get your pattern and it will explain how many to do. So I'm doing, this one is 6 size 10s or 11s, 1 size 8, and then another 6 of those. And we'll bring all those on. Just pick them up with a needle. You'll see that I always use a bead mat. I always take my needle to the bead, especially with seed beads. It's so much easier to do it this way. Okay, so I've got my beads, somewhere there. And what I'm doing, you can pass those down your thread if you want to, or you can go straight through your next bead, whatever's best. But they're all already in place, and I'm going round to my next size 8 bead there. I'm passing my needle through there, and what that'll do when that all pulls up together, that adds that next bit of netting around there. So we carry on with this pattern. So this one is 6 seed beads, 1 size, 6 of your size 10s or 11s, 1 size 8, and then a remaining 6. So this particular layer, so we've done all this work for us. Ray, who designed this project, has counted it all out. She's worked out what was needed. This is one we've had in place for a year or two, I think, though. But I just love it. It's timeless and it's so versatile to adjust, change your colours. So round and through that next bead. So let's see what's happening here. So it all can blend into one a little bit, but each layer has more beads, and you continue to add that looping effect through. So through like that. Okay, so let's revert to one that's gone past that stage. I think it's this one I've got here. I don't think I've got quite a finished one of that without the next bit. So this one's had the finished one done, but then it's also got the next bit, and this is the next bit I wanted to show you how to create. Can you see that like little triangle of beads there? So I wanted to show you how to create that, because that becomes the next part of this project, and you can see it on the finished. If I just bring in those finished ones again, so you can see on the finished bit, you see the bigger gold beads and the bigger purple beads, or even the small gold beads a bit higher up there in 4s. That's the next part of the process, creating one of those. I'm going to show you that bit next. So this is, I'm actually stepping up to another size bead, but ultimately I've left the bead here again. Remember I was saying you always sort of step up to the next row. So I'm exiting this bottom drop bead here with my thread, and I'm ready to add my next lot of beads on. So you add half of the beads that you need. So this one, let me just count them as I'm going. I can't remember my quantities, but hold on. Right, it's 12, this one. Let me just check I've got my 12. It does need to be equal, as you find it doesn't sit right. Now I've ended 11. Hold on, 11, 12. So for this project, we add our 12. We've got our 12 beads on there. And then we go and we add our, sorry, just make sure I'm on the right part of the instructions. Yeah, and then we go 4 of our bigger beads. So what we do is we put them in bags with a code on for you. So we call them A's, B's and C's. So in the pattern we describe these as a C bead. So these are your next size up, which are a size 5 or 6. So I'm popping those on next. Okay, what we then do, is we pat, and this is the bit I really want to try and show you the technique of. We pass down through that top bead. Let's see there. Okay, so we're going down through that top one. So that first bead of those bigger beads you added, you pass back down through it, and if you look what happens when I pulled, that actually went really well and quite close to the top. Sometimes you have to adjust it a little bit, but when I pulled that, my thread is exiting here, and that's all nice and tightly up to there, and then that allows us to carry on. So then we add our further 12 beads the other side. So the process as such is the same as I've been showing you. So you add in a number of beads, looping round and going again, but what we need to do is just add that little diamond shape bit in the middle. So I've gone for another 12 beads the other side. Welcome everybody that's just joining us or watching this back. And then I'm going through, so if I bring that up there, I want that to join up there is what I want to happen. So that's down like that, and I want that to join up there. So I'm passing through that bottom bead there. So you can see if I drop that down there on my finger, you can see that really starting to drop down, that one. That becomes, I'm working on this bit here at the moment. So I'm adding this, and then I'm passing through my bead and I'm adding my next V on. Passing through my bead, adding my next V on. So for this particular one, I'm stopping after that layer. So I will carry on adding another selection of that for everybody just joining in. So this is bauble netting. So it's a process of adding those different quantities of beads depending what you're doing and which layer that you're on. But this netting is adjustable. So what I love about this project is you don't have to think, oh, my balls are bigger, or you can just, it does just adjust. It automatically just either hangs lower or sits more as a feature on the top of your bead. So I've added 12 beads, which is what this particular layer entails. And I just want to show you this bit again. So 4 of my larger size 5 or 6 seed beads, which again you can supplement for gorgeous crystals. You'd be on definitely a 3x4 or maybe even the next size up with those. Or a nice little pearl or something might be super cute. So you could swap them for maybe a 3mm pearl and these for a 4mm pearl. So it's a really versatile pattern, adding a bit of sparkle or a different dimension to it. So what we're doing to create that cube is taking the needle, so it's coming out that bottom, I'm taking it round and through that top bead. There. And what that does, oh, see, that's a good example. I let that go, and you see that's now loose down the bottom. I need to move that in place. So I'm going to slide that up in place. And it's quite easy to do. It's quite a fluid movement really there. And then this, I've not got any more beads out to do this bit, but this gets threaded, another 12 beads, and it threads round again. So we're just looping, joining it up there. So there's a couple of things that I find people when you're doing this project. It's about your it's about this loop bit, which we've hopefully covered a couple of times there, so you can see how to do that. And it's also about sometimes just passing the needle through a thread path really to exit on a particular bead, ready to step up to the next layer. So you know, on this bead here, when we've done all the netting and we've done that next step, which will look like this one. So when this one's done, this is what we're currently working on there. You're bringing this round, all of this will be done. So you'll have all your nettings, all of your fours all the way. And you want to be exiting. And it's really important to follow the instructions, because for this part, I think this is the one you exit on the side there. I think that's why I've got that thread there. Because what we're then going to do is add these little drops down. Now this one's slightly more embellished, so if you do embellish it more and add more layers, don't forget it uses up some of your beads, so you might not have as many as you wanted to create the 5 baubles, so you might only get, say, 4 out of it. But this one here has then got a drop, so actually, yeah, it is this one. So we exit on the side bead to enable us to add this drop element on there. And then we explain how to add that drop bit. And again, that looks gorgeous, just varying it with different pearls, crystals, little teardrop beads. You could even get fancy and add some little angels dangling off the bottom, alternates or something, an angel and a bead or something super cute like that. So this is fabulous bauble netting. So I've been showing you in the teals today. We've got 3 colourways of it. We've got the teal, we've got the red and gold, and then we've got the purple. Did I not get a purple one out? Let me get a purple. It's not on a bauble, but so you can see the colours. So it's gorgeous AB kind of purpley beads. That looks lovely as a piece of hand jewellery. Oh, guys, we've got some new jewellery here. How gorgeous is that? And then I could make it into like a beaded bracelet there. That'd be fabulous. Very impractical when I'm opening our boxes and things at work, isn't it? Let's be honest about it. But very gorgeous for when we're allowed to go out and out and about. And yeah. So that's the purple one. So we've got it in the 3 colourways. Well, we've got the stock of these bargain ones. Of course, if you have got bits and bobs or you need to just top up some of your beads or different threads. So I've used Nymo's thread. I find Nymo is perfectly good for this. Those of you that have just been asking about adding the crystals and you're particularly interested in that, just bear in mind that if you use crystals, depending what way you're going through your crystals, and of course with this you're passing it in certain ways, you may find that you need to use a slightly stronger thread, something like a KO maybe, or a wildfire fire line, that sort of thing. I have added crystals, and let's get the crystal one out. This is, they're so similar you can almost barely tell, but I see the sparkle on them. So these ones here are little tiny 2x3 crystals on the bottom there instead of seed beads. It's very difficult to tell, but they're just very subtle when they're on the bauble. They just shine beautifully. Because if you went for something a little more contrasting, that would be fabulous to use. So that's the yeah, 2x3s I think they are. They're really tiny ones. So I switched my end bottom one there for a crystal. So you can switch those in and out, and but it's just a case of working on that netting. So you can see I've shown you through the inner, adding the little petals on as you go. And then I go a little bit further out. Somebody's just asking about the threads. Yeah, wildfire, yeah, should work. The only thing just to mention with it, and you've probably seen as I've been doing the demo, you have to sometimes pass through a bead cluster or a bead that's already had a thread pass through it. So because some of these are quite tiny, you would just have to have a play about really and see whether your thread passes through with a slight, because of course they're slightly thicker, some of the wildfires and things. So you just need to make sure that you just sort of, you know, you're not getting any knots in there, or, you know, if you've got a knot inside the bead, you're not going to get another row of thread through it or something. So, yeah, it's absolutely fabulous to work with. How do you finish it off so it doesn't drop to bits? Yes, good question, Kelly. Thank you very much. So, So the beginning bit, you started with a circle. So you tied a circle. You can do one or two things. You can tie a knot, or you can thread back through the circle a couple of times and then start your beading, and that seems to just secure it. However, if you do a little knot and put a drop of glue, if you haven't got jeweller's glue, use a drop of nail varnish. It will do the same, and the same for the other end. So this is so difficult to show as a here, but if I explain, that's my thread path, okay, coming out there. So say I wanted to tie this off, basically what I can do is pass over another thread path. So I would take my needle and I would take my thread and I would go under a thread path. It can be that one there that I'm just coming out of. So I would go under there with my needle. Oh, that captured that well. You got a nice clear shot of that. Under, and then you go back through the loop it creates. So if you imagine, it will make a loop as you cross over the thread path, and then go through there, through the loop, and when you pull it, it will pull, it's a lark's head knot if you want to look that up, it will pull a knot on top of the thread. Then you do that a few times, so then you pass your needle through your thread path and through a few beads. So it might be you go through here and do another knot here, and you do that, well, do it as many times as you feel secure. Some people like to go through the whole thing just to secure it off, but knotting it periodically every few clusters round, which can look, you know, give it a bit of security. When you do your final one though, again, drop an nail varnish or the glue, and that will just secure that onto the thread. I daren't say it, I'll touch wood, I'm not a big finisher, keep going through. I tend to do it a couple of times, little drop of glue and be done. I drag these out every year. I drag them out to demo. I've got my ones on my trees that I put up at the weekend, and they get popped in a box with all the other baubles and everything. And so far so good. I've not had any dangly bits. Oh, is somebody asking me questions? Yeah. So, all right, let's have a look. Hold on. Let's see what people are asking. So what I do, I will just say that these demos are obviously free things that we do. We love to share, and we're missing seeing you all and explaining stuff. So I love that we can connect in this way. But what we do is we also do Zoom classes. So it's mainly me doing it at the moment, and we're just trying to work out who else of our team wants to join in on the Zoom sessions. But at the moment I'm doing jewellery making. So I've already done a session that was making this. Now when I do it on Zoom, Francis, okay, that didn't go well. But when I do it on Zoom, what Joy's used 0.06. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by all these messages. That's great, thank you, Joy. Yeah, so that did work. Yeah, so basically when I do it on Zoom, I bring in step-by-step photos. So a bit like, this was all a learning curve, but I bring in things like that. So, but it will be the steps. So it will be a little step to show you. I can't even bring another one in while I'm live. I can't work that one out. But it will be a step-by-step photo, so I'll explain it and then I bring it in to see it. So if you're beading with me and we're doing a Zoom class, that's how I work them. So I've got one this Sunday, but unless you're local, I can fit another 2 people in, but unless you're local to come and grab your kit, I wouldn't have time to get it to, or I might not have time to get it to you now. But what I'll do is I'll put on another class. I don't know realistically if there'll be another one this year. Maybe we'll look at one beginning a new year. One might be quite nice to keep us all going. So yeah, we'll look at another one, but it'll obviously not be beaded baubles, but I will look at another class. So do remember that if you come on a Zoom class with us, we send all the instructions out to join us, but also them pictures, I think, show things a lot clearer than some of this, you know, the camera angles that I can get on here. So, right, what I'm going to do, guys, unless anyone's got any other questions, I'm trying not to laugh too much at the chat going on about the cats and things. I'll just put that on for a moment while I sort out my setup, so you can just show you the baubles dangling down. Okay, right. Hello, right, I'm back. So let me just show you these baubles. This is the best way to show it rather than trying to bring them in. So they look gorgeous. This is just on a clear bauble that we have. This one's really nice. So this one, can you see? Let me bring that to there. That's got a beaded part at the top. So this is really nice. It's not in the instructions, but it's just like a little loop. You'll be well away. By the time you've made 5 of these, you'll be knowing exactly what you're doing. So you can add a little loop at the top there, and that's gorgeous for adding all these the drops and things. Just sort of finishes your piece off. What else have we got? So this one, oh, that needs a purple net in it. There's my purple net. And there's the purple bauble. So you can see all these different ones I've been doing. They're all different sizes. They are similar, but this one's a tiny one compared to that one. And that one's had more beading on it as well. I don't think that's how they sit on the different ones. That's had another layer added on it too. So there's so many possibilities with these baubles. They are just absolutely fabulous. Oh, Kelly's popped into the shop. Thank you, Kelly. We look forward to welcoming you at the shop. That's, you know, we love what we do there. It's lovely to see you. We can't teach like we were in the shop, but we're loving doing what we're able to do, and missed you guys over these last few weeks. It's lovely doing these. It's lovely to chat with you on here. But it's not the same as seeing you. But the Zoom classes are great because actually we can all see each other unless you choose to mute your cameras. So if you want to be there, seeing me, occasionally chipping in. So I've had a load of meetings on Zoom at the moment as well. And all I do is if I don't want to talk in the meeting, I just mute my camera. I can do what I'm doing, you know, for you guys it'll be hopefully beading, getting your homework done, and then you can join in if you need to say, oh Donna, how do I do this, and you can bring it up to the camera. You know, we do a lot of this where we need to, but me sharing the pictures sometimes helps, and because you can see them nice and big on your screen, so you can watch on iPads, phones, computers if you want to, whatever you fancy. So okay, I think that's all right. It's been so lovely to chat with you all today. Thank you very much for joining me again. We'll be back to 3:30 next week, and Heidi is doing. I was trying to add this on, but actually by the time we opened today, it was crazy. Heidi is doing. Oh, she's got some bead weaving. We need to decide which one she's going to do next week. We've got so many, and we're just trying to decide if any of them would be better before Christmas or not. So we've got lots of bead weaving projects, just short demos on those again. And she's doing some fabulous macrame. Is anyone into their macrame at the moment? Plant hangers, you know, bigger pieces of macrame. So Heidi, oh, do you know I've got it here? Oh, you can see this hot off the press. This might not be what we do yet, but let me show you, and you can give me a heads up of which of these things you want to do. You're coming rummaging in my bag with me. This is so cute. It's not really macrame actually. What does she call this? She does call it macrame angel as such, but it's so cute. Look at that. How cute is she? So she's a nice tree decor. Yeah, she is absolutely lovely. That's one of the ones she thought about showing you. We've got a macrame feather as well that we have put a video on YouTube, but we thought about showing on here. And dream catchers. I mean, who's doing anything like this at the moment? They are absolutely gorgeous. So that was a bit unusual, that one. I think a lot of dream catchers is you want to do this sort. So actually a lot of the dream catcher is how to do this bit. That's the core technique there. So we thought about dream catcher. What do we want to do next week, guys? Do we do the dream catcher, the little macrame one, the bead weaving projects? Dream catcher is cute. Yeah, I don't know. We'll work that out. We will decide. We'll try and fit them in. I said to Heidi, because I've got some new little beaded charms, and they don't take long, so I might squeeze in an extra day, because I'm conscious we've only got, where are we date-wise? Let's have a look. So how many Wednesdays have I got left? 1, 2, 3. 3 Wednesdays left before Christmas. So, and obviously anything on that third one, you're not going to get the products by then if you needed to buy anything. It's fine if you want to make along with us, but it'd be so frustrating. Helen, Dreamcatcher! Yeah, Francis, an actual class on Dreamcatchers might be a good idea. Okay, Dreamcatcher. I think those of you that have shouted out first have said Dreamcatcher. So, next week then, we will put this one on, because this bit here I always find is the key bit. People always ask. It's so difficult to explain it. I don't think we're going to have step-by-step instructions by then, and don't think we'll have a kit in place by then. So it's just going to be a case of tuning in with Heidi and watching the techniques that you need to learn. But we'll have the elements available to buy. So we'll have the threads, the rings, and that sort of thing. And I'll just try and share links on the page for you. So let's do Dreamcatcher. Yeah, let's do Dreamcatcher. That's decided. See, this is why we all turn up together, so we can plan what we're doing the week after. I think I'll put this one in as an extra one. This is our gorgeous beaded reef, and this is, you are literally getting a sneaky peek of our new blue reef charm, which I hope will be available from tomorrow to send. And this is so cute. This is unlike anything that we've done before. Look at that, that's a candle. So Lindsay's been busy designing, and this is a little super cute, just done 10 in the kit. How cute would they look on a mini tree? So I think I know I've done beaded charms before, but they're always nice to see. So if I started with those two, for those of you that just want to watch the new ones. So I will try and squeeze in an extra day. I'm teaching on Sunday on Zoom, so thank you. I can see some of you on here that are joining me on Sunday, so I'm looking forward to our class. If anyone's local and wants to join the class, it's £20. I give you kits, so you get the materials for that price as well. You get 4 hours of tuition. We'll have a little break in the middle because otherwise we're sat here at a screen for all that time. But you're beading with me. So we're doing it together. We do our best. It's not the same as being in store. I can't come and lean over you and go, right, this is where we're going wrong. But we'll do our best. And the little photos that I can share in really help to tell the story for us. So, yeah, fabulous. So thank you. My mum Gaynor, who is our lovely mail order manager, is also my her and Colin are my technical support, and she is just adding in links for you to see if you want those new little charm kits. But let's put that one in as an extra live as well. So Heidi will be with you next Wednesday for Dream Catchers, we've decided. I don't know if Heidi's watching, but she will know. Oh, Francis, what do you want a link to? Hold on. Okay, we'll have to look back on that, I think. Oh, I can see your message about the plants. Yeah, the plant hangers. That can wait till the new year. But yeah, I think the dream catchers will be quite cute. We've not got enough time, I don't think, to do all this beading, guys, have we? If we want to make bauble nets, Christmassy charms, get some dream catchers in as well. We need another. No, we don't need another lockdown. That nearly came out, but we really don't. Thank you ever so much, guys. It's really lovely to join you here. Zoom class, yes. Yeah, no, Francis, I know you are on my Zoom class link. I haven't sent it out, but if you haven't had one in the next day or two, yes, I will send you a link. I am on it. Lovely. Thank you, guys. Have a lovely evening, and look forward to catching up with you myself in 2 weeks. But I'll probably put this little charm one on one day next week as an extra. So don't forget those of you that are crafters as well. We've got our Riverside Crafts page that we're trying to connect with you and do some different things. Sometimes you'll see Heidi, you've got Caroline who does bits. We've got a whole load of, those of you that know the shop and know my amazing team, really just, you know, all the tutors are just not got their craft fairs they were doing. They've not got their classes they were teaching for us. It's crazy times for people at the moment. And, you know, those of my colleagues and friends that had made you know, and I know some of you on here do craft fairs or hold open houses or whatever it'll be, and those are my friends and customers that are doing that. I know it's difficult at the moment. We are all in this together one way or another, sailing different ships along the way, but we are all there. So thank you so much, guys. We will keep in touch and see you soon. Thanks so much, everybody. See you later. Bye bye.